Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the judge in the New York fraud trial of former President Donald Trump just made a massive decision that's going to really affect his daughter, Ivanka Trump. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So, Ivanka Trump requested not to have to fly back to New York to testify in the fraud trial that involves her father and her brothers Eric and Dom Jr. And the reason she requested not to testify was twofold. For starters, she's not a defendant in the investigation. Even though she was involved with the company at a high level, she's not a target of the trial. Another reason is she said, look, she has kids in school, and being a midweek thing, she'd have to fly out there. It is in a, would she say, an undue burden on her. And it is kind of curious that nobody said, she could virtually do the testimony, that it could be done via video, as so many testimonies are done today. They were done during the COVID pandemic. There was a lot of virtual testimony. Why couldn't that accommodation be made? Well, the judge made a decision, and I want you to take a look.
Court on a school night? Well, not if Ivanka Trump had her way. Earlier today, she asked the court to allow her to not testify next week in Donald Trump's civil fraud trial. Her attorney argued that it would be a hardship because she lives in Florida with her 3 kids, and it's in the middle of a school week. The judge rejected her appeal earlier this evening, and that's a cue for Laura Coates to make sense of it all. What?
Let me figure out a way to remind myself of what it would be like in court to tell a judge or to hear a witness say, oh, I'm sorry I can't be there, I have kids. We had kids who were in the courtroom because their parents were subpoenaed or they themselves were defendants. I mean, I remember Abby actually being pregnant, prosecuting cases and saying, I'm sorry, Your Honor, we got to move the trial date. I'm actually due to deliver that. And they'd go, oh, really? Is the entire government pregnant? Is that what's happening right now, Ms. Coates? So trust me, I am a little bit baffled at this particular suggestion.
Look, it's not like she can't afford childcare,
Look, that's an important point. But I'll tell you, even for a lot of people, even those who can afford or it's taken for granted that they can or cannot, it's a subpoena. It's an important trial. It's a civil trial. People oftentimes think, well, it's not a criminal prosecution, so what's the big deal? It's a very big deal to at least the AG in New York. It's a trial happening. And if there's a subpoena for you to be there, you telling me your kids are in school is not going to cut it. But
sounds like a not so great excuse to me. Have a good show, Laura.
Thank you. Actually, can I go right now? I have kids. It's a school week. Is that okay with you? Can you stay?
I think you got 1 more hour left.
All right. Well, all right. Thank you so much, Abby. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Okay.
Now, I don't know what annoys me more, the judge's decision or the CNN host's absolute glee that Ivanka is going to have to testify. I think they just give up pretending to even try to be an unbiased news source anymore. The actual glee, did you see that? The actual glee, the joy that they had in knowing that Ivanka Trump did not win her argument, that she's going to have to come to New York and testify. That is ridiculous from a news organization. And to sit there and mock her, you talk about child care, but a child wants their mom. Just because you're rich doesn't mean your kids don't want you around. That's ridiculous. She's still a human being. And again, I don't know why virtually testifying wasn't going to be good enough for them. I'll tell you why. I believe it's not good enough. Because this judge in New York and Letitia James, they're both trying to raise their own profiles. They want to parade the Trumps through the courts. They want to have all the cameras and the eyes on them. They love the attention. That's what I believe it is. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Also, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.